Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we got a creator who we've done 11 times in the past and we are used to exceptional standards from them. Today's map will not let us down. Of those 11 occasions we've reviewed them, 2 of them they got 12 stars. 3 of them they got 13 stars. 3 of them they got 14 stars. And 1 of them, they got the all-star. 5, 5 and 5. Now, you know I don't give away that lightly, so you know this creator has definitely got something. And it's so good to see them back. Well, I tell you, I've been so excited for this one all week. I've been just, since Monday's map, we had another A-lister. Have you seen Monday's show? Anyway, Monday, A-lister week. It's A-lister week. It's BonBonBingo time. Link is in the description. Check the link. Click off the memes as we go. But do this one first, would you? That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is O'Higgins Valley by Wafthrudnir. Yes, just love seeing the name Wafthrudnir. I just know something special is coming. And today, yep, we got another special one. There's your start square, very solid and looks great from above as well, which is always nice. Top down views of your city, nice. Terrain heights, flattish land in the middle, hills around the outside. It's realistic. Resources are more for decoration, but you can definitely access them and use them for stuff. It's not the greatest, and then fishing map is also not the most exciting, but you know what, everything's in there, isn't it? So let's not moan. Let's not moan, it's all there. Shush now. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Tree Anarchy today, switching from Unlimited Tree Mod to Tree Anarchy, and everything is working fine. Those of you that saw yesterday's show, everything is working fine. Don't worry. No controller intersection marking tool are optional opt-ins. They just bring the map to another level. And we've got Theme Mixer 2 with a theme mix of the choosing of what's right there. We've got a number of class highways. Again, if you're using the loading screen mod, this isn't a huge problem. It's effectively one subscription that doesn't take up too much space. The trees will take up more space than the highways and the rocks. Anyway, Coos Bay seems to be the base theme for today's map, and we've got 1 or 2 Alps Dolomites and stuff like that thrown in there as well. And I think the mix looks really good. A few people are going to say, you would say that because it looks like Bonbon Island. I disagree. I don't think this looks like Bonbon Island. First little bit to show you here, the elevated section with the old nice, very nice. Yeah, yes, it's based on Coos Bay, which of course is what I base Bonbon Island upon. But there are a few subtle changes, like the cliff faces and stuff it's a completely different aesthetic for me. On top of that, you'll notice that we have got the sprites, the old grass and fertile sprites, live on this theme. And normally I switch these off. Normally I have them switched off by default. But when you've got a theme mix that's been made by the creator, you opt in or opt out actually within the theme mix. So that Wafthrudnir has chosen that they want sprites. I think it adds just a little bit more texture. Of course, is when you get close up, they're not pretty. They're really not pretty. And I feel it can be very distracting on the close-ups. But do you know what? There are some maps that it works on, and I think this is one of them. So I'll give credit for that one. Just adds an extra tier. Lots of lovely terrain work here. See the way the beach is working down there. I've got 1 or 2 with today's map. 1 or 2. Don't think I'm just going to be gushing. Don't think I'm lining this one up to be the next all-star map. I'm not. I've got 1 or 2 just minor talking points on this one. The talking points can, of course, directly then become sort of like the lack of the 5th star. The 5th star is where I have nowhere to go. And if I've got something to talk about, then maybe there's somewhere to go. It's when I just think, well, do you know what? It's fine. It's perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. There's a nice tiny tucked away intersection there, and just squeezes beautifully in under the rail line. Everything just works perfectly, and intersection marking tool is today used perfectly. The star of the show isn't the intersection markings today. I mean, we have got a different road network from what we would normally use, and I think Wafthrudnir has chosen a good one. You know, there's a lot of people using the Vanilla Plus networks now. Now Network Extensions 2 is on the wane. It should be basically gone, but people will still use it. And I'm sure I'll still be reviewing maps with it. And I don't mind. It's Network Extension 2 doesn't actually break my personal game. So if you're making it with Network Extensions 2 and you put it forward to review, I will review it. It's not a problem for me, but it will be a problem for others. And it will become a problem for you at some point, in all likelihood. And probably become a problem for me at some point, in all likelihood. So yes, steer clear of Network Extensions to find an alternative road network. I'm going to say Mass Transit's got some great options if you want to buy the extra DLC, which the game is almost permanently on sale now. You can pick up Mass Transit for nothing. Okay, but when you've got options like this on the workshop, it's a great, this is by Class, and it's a great set of roads here, which it would be because Class is absolutely amazing at networking. They just know what they're doing. You get specialists, don't you? I mean, you know, Class with the networking, Mr. Maison with the trees, King Leno with American commercial buildings, people that just don't do things better. And there's your start square. Got an interesting shape. So, I don't know if I'm a big fan of the roundabout, where it is and how it's been done. It's been done perfectly, but I don't know. It's obviously this isn't very Anglo. It's not something a kind of like a layout that I'm particularly used to. And so, yeah, when I see these huge sprawling flat American cities where you've got grid after grid after grid, I mean, of course I understand them, but I don't really get them. You know, it's like, well, when you see like little villages popped up on the sides of the Pyrenees, and you go, how do people live up there? I don't get it. You're miles away from a hypermarket. Yeah, they're different cultures and different ways of. Oh, next intersection already. Look, that's very slick as well. Very slick. If we were to carry on, we'd end up at the edge of the map pretty quick. We're going to go this way because I think the terrain is just too nice for us not to explore it just a little bit further. Coming through now, I particularly like this next area here. It's obviously marshy land on the right. We've got these river sandbanks on the left, or the mudflats, I guess, and it's just elevated enough here that you feel that this doesn't flood. Very nice. It's very pleasing, isn't it? I like pleasing maps that just have that little thing where you go, this creator's thought about this little area. And now, obviously, Wafthrudnir, every square inch, it's going to have been thought about. If you're not Wafthrudnir, which is most of you, pretty much all of you, if you're not Wafthrudnir, there's going to be areas on your map that maybe you go, do you know what, that's good enough. And good enough is good enough. You always just know a top creator when you are just thinking about every square inch. And you look at you'll look at a section like this, just a little section of road here, and you look at it from 4 different directions, and you'll go, do you know what? I don't like this. And then you'll delete the entire road, and then you'll build it just slightly to the right or to the left, or you'll go, it's too disinteresting. I've got to put like a bit of rockery or something in the middle, and do so. Always looking, and the problem with a map is it's never finished. This is perfect as well here. A map is almost never finished because there's always something more that you can do, and then you can overwork the map. It's finding that balance. If we go back to Monday's map was worked to the correct amount. Now, it wasn't worked anywhere near as much as today's map, and yet some people would say it's a better map, and some people would say it's a worse map. But this is because both of these creators are A-list creators. Imihuli and Wafthrudnir are both, in their own rights, stand-out creators. And so, yeah, if you never subscribe to a map from anybody else and just these two, you'd be absolutely fine. There are others. I would say if you subscribe only to maps from Bringer of Fire, you won't be upset. You subscribe only to Anabu, you won't be. There are creators that are at the next level, but that doesn't mean there aren't creators at the next level down or the tier below that don't produce great maps. And I love the workshop. This is why WhatsMap exists. There's such a great depth of maps. Shall we have a look at the rail? I think we should. There's such a great depth. I've still got the rail running. It's cargo. Steam trains. I was trying to axe them from the maps, even though they're pretty. I'm trying to why have I still got steam trains run? Cargo. Right, okay. Be the last show with a steam train on it until we need a map with steam trains on it. Unless, of course, nobody's told me I've got to run steam trains, so I don't think I have a custom cargo train. Gonna probably have to go and grab myself a custom cargo train to replace the custom steam trains that we've got running. Otherwise, it's going to be vanilla. This is a nice little junction. Very nice little junction there. Nice little twin rail tunnel. Where that? Oh, over here. Only one coming up. Do you know what? I'm not even going to go. Oh no, there's two lines running side by side. That's a very tight. Do you know what? That is so good. I thought it was a single line. Anyway, we're not going back. Look at the hills. Look at the mountains. Look at that cliff face. Love the top creators. I love the top creators. Go for another tunnel, coming out the other side, and then heading on up. So right, yeah, we've got a few talking points in the second half of the show, but I think you all will have realised that I'm going to gush over this one for a few more minutes anyway. Come back after the break. We'll check out the water flow, the shipping, and then we'll find the feature areas. Why not?
Do you watch BonBon with your morning coffee? Do you want to feel closer to the show? Then you need either the modern or retro mug from BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And so back to O'Higgins Valley by Wafthrudnir and the shipping routes. There are two of them in the big lake, and they both dead end right there. They don't do anything silly or crazy, but if you want to do some shipping, we do have an outside connection or two. That's what matters. And of course you can see we've got air routes as well running across the map. Water flow is a little bit light, so it does feel like it's going to be a modders map anyway. But if you are looking to play a vanilla base game style game where you're pumping and drawing, and you don't have Sunset Harbour or any custom assets, you will be pumping pollution into that, which is probably not ideal. What a beautiful map though. What a beautiful map. You can obviously see the water running from right to left on this map, and from where we are down and to the left also. Just look at the work on these hills. They are totally believable. Totally believable. I mean, we know it's just a mesh, but it feels solid. It feels absolutely solid. And that water looks wet, and the mud flats look floodable. It's on point. It's absolutely on point. Tree work, got a great selection of trees, and if you have a look at the terrain down here, you can just make out it undulates slightly. It's realistically lumpy, but not in a way that's really going to affect a city build. Even if you do a big grid city, I mean, you can flatten it out, obviously. Now look at these two highways running side by side. Look at how close Wafthrudnir has got these together. Trickcha. No, this is just one network. This is one of Class's roads, and I just love the way that even this one goes in two separate tunnels. This is just really nice. Okay, this is just really. A few of you won't like the fact that we've got the hard median there, but do you know what? I likes. Weakest part of the map for me is the little tributaries coming off of the mountains here. They're just not quite. They're a bit lumpy. They're a bit. We'll have another look at. It's only these really narrow tributaries, mountain streams. They just don't quite. I mean, they do cut it for me, but compared to the standards on the rest of the map, of believability, I'm just not buying them properly. When you come across to the slightly wider rivers like these work. Okay, yeah, that one's got the sand, the muds, whatever around the outside as well. But even when we get to the further in, I think about this width here, it works for me. But the thinner stuff on this particular map isn't really making me excited. There we go. What did excite me though was the mud flats and the width of the main river and the shape of the main river. It's just different and unusual, and it kind of breaks up the map in a way that you can build this with 2 or 3 small, not even small, medium-sized towns and interconnect them. Yes, you could do the big city. Of course you can do the big city. But if you want to separate things up and do that natural organic growth style city, you've got loads of different specific areas on this map that I think is going to entice me to use the map on certain tutorials, especially if ever I do a Breaking the Grid 2, which I would like to. Love all these wetlands as well. Each one of these got its own water spawn. So yeah, when you're building on the map, you're going to remember water is permanent where you get little puddles. The grasses, I just don't know. I've never really been too keen on grass detailing like this, but a few of you are going to love it. I don't hate it, I just don't really feel it with the grasses anyway, for spam covering of large areas of land like that. It's just me. Anyway, start square, which means it's asset of the daytime, and we got a true American classic. It's the European Villa 01 by N-Hatum 1999. This is cute. It's very, very cute. Loving the colour as well. It's kind of like a salmon. Anyway, factoids, because factoids, remember, name of the map. Michael Daniel Higgins is an Irish politician, poet, socialist and broadcaster who has served as the 9th President of Ireland since November 2011. Higgins was born on the 18th of April 1941, is an undergraduate at the University College Galway, and is a fluent Irish speaker who also speaks Spanish. His wife, Sabrina Higgins, nee Coyne, is an actress who he met at a party at the home of journalist and playwright Mary Kenny. See? It's not what you know, it's who you know. If I knew more playwrights, I too would be happily married. That's the only reason why I am all alone, in the cold, in the dark, talking to a screen, looking at a salmon villa. European Villa 01 by N-Hatum 1999. It's factoid. No, factoid of the day. It's asset of the day. That was the factoid of the day previously. Oh, okay, right, where were we? Sorry, I'm just still thinking about Mary Kenny. What do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month. The viewer's choice top 10. Breathe. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. And breathe again. Whew. Right, what do I think of today's map? It's glorious. It looks amazing. I can't give it 5 stars because, I mean, even ignoring the distraction of the grasses, I'm just not really completely on board with the mountain streams. So I'm going to go for a very high 4 stars because it is still glorious. Detailing, yeah, there's again for me this time it is the grasses, and I'm just not. I think they work well on feature areas. I just don't see them working in the way that Wafthrudnir has gone with them today. There's a lot of them as well. I'm going to go middle 4. It's still strong. It's a strong map. Gameplay potential feels very playable to me in all respects. Only reason why it doesn't get the 5th star is it feels like a map that a vanilla based game could be played on, should be able to be played on, and probably can't. So a very high 4 stars again, because it is really a modest map. It is. It's definitely getting the BonBonB seal of approval because, frankly, it's another quality work from Wafthrudnir, and another reason why we should all be following them over on the workshop, because hopefully there's more to come from them. Don't be disheartened by the fact that was only only 12 stars. The only way of getting more than 12 stars is by getting an all-star, and that's wholly inappropriate. Let's see what I did there. Oh, never mind. Use the word of the day in the comments to score yourself some population points to prove you're part of the 20 and out elite. And I'll be back tomorrow with a classic from another old timer.